while the other teaches new students everything else.
Star Spangled.
But what many of you don't know is that in 1976, they formed one of the most effective crime-fighting partnerships the mean streets of Chicago has ever seen. That's right, McNulty and Trash. Loved by the people, feared.
Welcome to West Sound TV's presentation of High School Football 2015. We're at Silverdale Stadium as the 1A Olympic League Klahowya Eagles host the Coupeville Wolves. And this game is being streamed live at the kitsapsun.com/GOTW Game of the Week, and thanks in part to Peninsula Supero. We've got Spencer Anderson on the camera tonight and the computer. Kitty Campagna on that other microphone, and I'm the Dr. Doc Parr for West Sound TV. We are getting ready to get underway here, Kitty, and quite the scenario. Great pieces in the Kitsap Sun today about all the different. Was a plethora of verbiage, as Howard may have said at one time. But the point in this game is Klahowya is going to postseason as number 2. In the 1A Olympic League, and Coupeville has a chance at the number 3 playoff position in the 1A Olympic.
So what a deal. There's 4 teams, and 3 of them have some postseason. So I think that's the league I want to play in.
It's one more week.
Yeah, and it's a onside kick.
Well, okay, or a squibber.
Squib, yeah.
And Coupeville will get decent starting position, actually. First down, looks like they're going to put it at about the 32-yard line. And the Coupeville Wolves are going to take over. Start out this first series here at Silverdale Stadium. A beautiful football night here in Kitsap County.
Coupeville comes in at 1-4 in the league, and Klahowya 3-2. First time these two teams met up, Klahowya won, and that was a 29-13 victory.
We'll hand off to that running back. Pretty good D by the Eagles. They'll stop him at just about the line of scrimmage. Gabe Eck, a freshman, out there QBing for the Wolves.
Well, the two that they share it with, there's a freshman and then a sophomore who has gotten some time at quarterback as well. So that's going with the youth movement.
Second down coming up, and still 10 to go for Coupeville. Over there on the beautiful Whidbey Island. And it's going to be a run around the end, pick up some good yardage there, probably about 4-5 yards for number 10, and that's Wiley Hesselgrave.
Hesselgrave leads all rushers for Coupeville. He has 70 rushes for 346 yards and 2 TDs. So he is a multi-talented man. You'll see he has receptions, he has tackles, he has interceptions. It does it all.
Yeah, it's going to bring up third down now, and let's say a long 4 to go for that first here at Silverdale Stadium. Keep the drive going. Eck wants to go to the air, rolling out to that far side, chase to the out of bounds, and I see, they're going to give him that first down.
He did what I call the Russell Wilson, where you stick that ball out where someone can knock it out, but boy, you get some extra yardage out of it.
A little sideways thing. And
but it works, so you love that.
Flags. Good job by Gabe Eck on that one. First down for the Wolves. Still in their own territory at the 44-yard line.
Now, most of the touchdowns for the Wolves have come through the air, although we've seen some ground game being ground up right now.
Yeah, there's some ground meat thanks to the Klahowya defense. One of the first guys in there is number 13, Gabe Wallace.
Wallace, one of the leading tacklers for Klahowya. He has 63 on the year.
Second down now, and that was a loss of a good 4 on that first one. So we'll say second down 14 now for the Wolves.
Continually you hear coaches who are commentators talking about being in your system or on down and distance. This is not the down or distance that you want, 2nd and 14.
And going to the air, open receiver at about the 42-yard line, and out to the 44 is number 3 for the Eagles. That would be Matthew Scarborough.
For the Wolves, C.J. Smith.
It was the Coupeville Wolves. Out there in the white visitors, white and red, and homestanding Klahowya Eagles are in that dark green and black.
Klahowya comes in with a really nice overall record. They're 4-3. So they've had a good year so far. Winning this would give them some nice momentum going into playoffs.
Third down, about 9 yards to go for the Wolves. Short drop back and pass to the invisible man on that one. It was intended for number 22, I think, but there were no open receivers that I saw. Klahowya did a good job of covering them.
I'm thinking that's his brother. There are probably not too many X in the world. That was Ty Eck out there.
Okay. So that's going to bring up a punt here on this first series for the Wolves.
And Dylan Zuber is going to be back for Klahowya. On the year, he has 9 punt returns for 129 yards.
And that time Dylan stepped out of the way.
Sometimes a smart way to do things.
Yep. And so the Klahowya Eagles are going to have their first shot here at offense, Kitty. And they'll start at their own, let's say about 18, 19-yard line.
Well, Doc, we have hit special night for Klahowya tonight. Pre-game, they recognized their seniors and the parents of all the football players, the band, the sport medicine staff, the cheerleaders. It was a great presentation up here, and the parking lot was full before 6 when I got here. I was amazed.
Wow.
And then we'll have homecoming at halftime.
First down for the Klahowya Eagles. Quick drop off and a throw, and nice catch by Tommy Walters.
Learned during the senior presentation that Tommy's nickname is Tommy the Legend Walters. Sometimes what they make up are quite interesting.
Yeah, they'll give them about 4 on that. Second down, 6. Nice handoff. And good job by number 32 out there, and that would be Austin Keller. Senior doing a nice job finding that hole.
Klahowya has number 12, George Harris, back at quarterback. The one other game we did with them this year, George had a boot on his ankle, and Dylan Zuber led the team at QB.
Third down and a couple yards to go for Klahowya to keep the drive going. Roll out to this near side. He wants to throw it, or maybe he wanted to throw it, and it appears he should have, because he's dropped for a loss.
Chris Battaglia, a freshman for Coupeville. I think last time we figured out that Coupeville has something like 300 students overall, if that many, and so they use anybody and everybody who comes and is willing to put on that uniform.
Like us, like the old days. All right, Klahowya's going to have to kick away here. Oh, that one was almost blocked. Picked up by the Wolves at about the 33-yard line. Good defensive effort, though, by Klahowya to get down there and limit that to about a yard or two.
That's the senior Jacob Sargent with the punt. He's been their go-to punter all year. A couple have been done by George Harris as well.
Well, first two, about the same same success rate there for both teams, or lack thereof.
Well,
Both ending
Coupeville
up
actually they had the first down that moved them forward on the Russell Wilson move, but
that's right.
it might be a little bit of a battle of defenses for a while. They are moving these guys back.
And apparently a foul on the play, and let's see, who's our man in the white hat tonight? Do we have that
We
list?
do. Our referee is Dave Paul, the umpire Brent Goldrick, head linesman Mike Rumpke, line judge Clint Hoffman, back judge Art Claflin, and the chain gang run by Kevin Skelly.
Yeah.
And I heard the PA man say it was a block in the back.
Did not see the signal. Okay, so that's going to bring our first down for the Wolves, but now their ball is back at the 22-yard line. Uh-oh, Jade Minner on the move as the play. Yeah, I think we're going to need to figure that one out there, Kitty.
Yeah, I'm thinking the chain gang it went the wrong way, didn't they?
They went a little too far
Yeah,
when they were in their hustle.
They went the opposite way of what they wanted to there.
The ball started on about the 3-yard line, somewhere around there. And so that was the first down play. Back to the line of scrimmage, second down now on 10. The chain gang is in their proper positions.
Well, the first down marker stayed there until they got caught up.
Yeah, the marker man was there. Second down now, and a long 9 for that first intended receiver over there on that far side. I think was Matthew Hentz.
It was number 4. You're looking white.
Oh.
The white one is.
Yeah, okay.
I have you confused, Doc. The white one is Coupeville.
Okay.
That was
the number 4 then was Hunter Smith.
correct. I thought doing white and then green for Klahowya might help you out there.
Okay, third down and about that same 9 to go after the incomplete. Going up to the air, and he had his receiver out there.
That was Clay Riley out there and just overthrew him a little bit. Definitely had the opening and looked like he would have had a first down.
So another fourth down. Klahowya defense has held the Wolves. We are at the just under 7-minute mark in quarter number 1. So the Wolves are going to have to kick once again. And it'll be Clay Riley.
Exchanging the ball. What a beautiful night out here, Doc. I don't see a flag moving. It was probably mid-50s when I got here.
It's been a pretty good season here.
I know.
Yeah, I can remember maybe 1 or 2 nights of some misty rain, or that one night we did have some real rain, but pretty good. And picked up at about the 41-yard line by the Klahowya Eagles. And they're going to take it into Coupeville territory. That was Dylan Zuber.
Good 15 yards on that run by Zuber and takes them immediately into the other team's territory.
6:43 here to go in number 1 at Silverdale Stadium. Now, Klahowya, as we said, are going to end up number 2 in the 1A division of the Olympic League, and that will give them a playoff spot. Coupeville currently is tied for the last playoff spot, number 3, with the Chimacum Cowboys. Chimacum, that could be encroachment.
I think that's called a jump. Jordan Ford jumping over a little early there.
And you know, he didn't even point to the other guys.
Yeah, good to see, actually. Pretty obvious that one was on him.
But anyway, the Chimacum Cowboys are playing Port Townsend today.
Oh, I think we can actually probably predict the outcome of that.
Earlier in the season, Klahowya PT is still undefeated. Oh, a nice run for the Klahowya Eagles down inside that 25-yard line.
That was Austin Keller, the senior, getting some playing time at running back tonight. That was a great run, perfect blocking, getting him such a nice hole up the middle.
Man, Klahowya doing a little bit of a hurry up here.
That's what I've seen so much in high school, is the hurry up.
Hand off up through the left side, and again, good positive yardage, about 9 yards on that one, Kitty. Let's see if they do it again. Yep, they're ready to go.
Keller just eating up the yardage right now. See a good flow with these Eagles now that they are back to their starting quarterback. That's a nice addition.
Oh, over that right side and into the end zone for the Klahowya Eagles, Austin Keller.
Austin with like almost all the yards on that particular drive. But of course, we have to give some credit to the blockers as well. Wow.
So the Eagles are first to score tonight. They will attempt the PAT here at the 5:46 mark in the first quarter.
Jacob Sargent, the PAT kicker.
And it's good. 7-0 in favor of the Klahowya Eagles. Well, to get back to that PT elongated story.
You might finish it before the night's over.
PT undefeated in both league and overall season, and a top-ranked 1A team in the state of Washington this year. Klahowya lost to him, and lost to him twice.
So did everybody else in the league.
Exactly, so did everybody else. And but Klahowya is going to be there in the postseason with a solid second spot in the Olympic League 1A.
Well, and things should be figured out tonight because this is the last night of regular season play for all these teams, and they all have some sort of non-league game the next week. I know that Klahowya plays Concrete, or actually it's Coupeville plays Concrete, and Klahowya will play North Mason next week.
A win for Coupeville tonight and a loss by Chimacum against Port Townsend, which is certainly in the realm of possibility.
Yes, it is.
Guarantees that number 3 spot for the Coupeville Wolves. If both teams lose or both teams win, then they've got to do some kind of a strange playoff on November 3rd.
They do that, like, they have done those. I know exactly. They aren't full games, but they're really deciding something there.
And Coupeville will return it out to just about the 25-yard line. And you know, the Olympic League 2A constantly changing in front of our very eyes. And there was the original Sea King WCD districts have been changed completely because of what's going on at Sammamish over there.
Oh, I had not read that. Okay.
Yeah, so they are completely changed around. Nice pass and completion at the 30-yard line.
C.J. Smith with the reception.
So 1 and 2, which are pretty much going to be Olympic North unless Olympic loses tonight to Squim, who is only back by, well, they're back by 2. No, they're back by 1 game right now in the loss column.
Okay.
So theoretically, if they were to beat Olympic tonight, that would be a very interesting potential 3-way tie, depending on the outcome of next week's
That's true.
MK Oli contest.
Which we will be doing as the game of the week.
Oh,
wow.
good D. A loss of about 4 yards there. And good defense by the Klahowya Eagles.
Looks like that was number 13 getting up, Gabe Wallace, who had the tackle for a loss.
Well, I'll bring up 3rd down and about 6. 4:30 left to go here in number 1. Multiple whistles.
Notice some of the pink on the shoes of the Coupeville guys. It is October and Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
And flag flies. False start on the offense. So Coupeville moves back 5. Unfortunate loss of that yardage they gained there on that first couple. So 3rd down now, back to the original line of scrimmage and about 10 yards to go for the Wolves. And over the head of the intended receiver on that one.
Hunter is their top receiver. He has 27 receptions for 336 yards and 2 touchdowns. But where he is actually more dangerous is on the other side of the ball, where he leads the team with 7 interceptions.
4th down now and 10, so Coupeville will have to kick it. Good punt by Clay Riley. Picked up at about the 38-yard line by Klahowya, already deep into Coupeville territory.
Look at Zuber go!
Down to the 10, into the end zone. And there's the
I'm looking for
indication.
flags.
I don't see one.
Okay.
Looking too.
From his friends
And on senior night,
Junior Dylan Zuber.
Dylan Zuber takes it to the house. Picked it up on about his own 32, 33-yard line there. Carried it on in.
He had an excellent block right around the 50 and then tiptoed along the sideline. And I think they thought he was going out and didn't hit him, and he just kept going.
And 3:37 mark in number 1. Ball is down for the PAT, and it's blocked, so it will remain 13 for the Klahowya Eagles, 0 for the Coupeville Wolves. And Klahowya taking advantage of getting the good starting positions, and a great effort that time by Zuber.
Well, that's twice. That last time he had probably a 15-yard return, and then you do the one for 60, 65. That certainly is going to help your team, and take it into the end zone is always a positive. But
and I think you said, too, on that drive, it was mostly Dylan Zuber.
No, it was Austin Keller.
Oh, that was Kelly, right. Okay, so Kelly and
Keller.
Zuber. Keller carrying it for the Klahowya Eagles.
Zuber is an excellent receiver and a backup quarterback, and when we saw him last time as the quarterback, we saw his ability to run, because there were a lot of times his receivers weren't open and he just had to take off on his own. Either number 11 is the ball boy or the shortest. I don't have anybody at that height. I know I don't.
Kicker out there.
He might be. About as tall as his tee.
Bad Klahowya with a 13-0 lead in the 3:37 mark in number 1. They all kick it away.
Another one of the star juniors, Jacob Sargent with
Oh,
the kick.
that was a line drive, Kitty.
Oh,
Oh, nice job by the Wolves down to the 44, their own, taking it out to their own 44-yard line, 45-yard line.
that's Jacob Martin, a junior,
Man.
with just some. He almost tripped himself, and then he righted himself, with doing a nice job there,
And that
getting a
was
lot of
line
yards.
drive.
Yeah,
kick.
that catch is one of those where it kind of becomes part of you, because
It sure
that
looked
point
like
goes into your stomach, and you almost can't drop it because it's still attached.
First down for the Coupeville Wolves at their own 43-yard line. Gay Beck at quarterback. Short pass is complete, and the Wolves are into Eagle territory.
That's C.J. Smith, have him with 18 receptions on the year for 257 yards, and he's got a couple catches here tonight, so he's in his 20s.
That's going to bring up second down and maybe 2 yards.
Always a great down and distance. So many things that you can pull out of the playbook.
That's right. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a pass that's blocked nicely by the Klahowya defense.
That's James Gurna knocking that down. Gurna, one of the leading tacklers for Klahowya with 50, and he has 3 sacks on the season.
Right in there on that one. And a nice knockdown by Gurna.
Gurna's a junior. I keep saying junior. Boy, this Klahowya team, it has a lot of people who will be coming back next year, but I'm thinking they want to make some things happen this year.
And, Eck had completed the pass, but thanks to some great defense there by Gavin Hamblin, ball knocked loose.
And Matthew Henson there as well. He's coming off with a little bit of a limp after that.
Well, fourth down, it's about a yard. And at this point, you go for it.
Well, that's the beauty of that
Well,
second and
maybe
2 or
not.
second and 1, and then you.
They've got their punter out there.
Ah,
Normally we would see that. The punter's there. Look out for some trickery. But
and it's
the
blocked.
trickery is the block by Klahowya. Yeah, we just got through calling that name. James Gurna.
Well, Doc, I'm shades of Michigan State there. He just
Man.
needed to pick that up and take it into the end zone, I tell you.
Boy. And, you know, usually in the high school game, at that place in the field, and, you know, 4th down and 1, you go for it.
Well, you're in the
They were
opposing
still-
team's territory.
Exactly. They were still in
I'm with
the
you,
other
Doc.
side.
I was kind of surprised, but we haven't seen them do any like power running yet, so maybe they weren't sure about that.
So Klahowya takes over, going to the air, wide open receiver down to the 25-yard line. And that's Nate Hugh.
Nate Howe.
Howe. Okay.
First down, Eagles.
That's one of their seniors, 6'2". He has 20 receptions for 390 yards and a TD.
Senior George Harris out there at quarterback for the Eagles.
Here goes Keller again.
And off to Austin. He'll take it down to the 20, pick up at least 5.
Number 1, Ryan Griggs bringing him down, the senior from Coupeville. Nice one-on-one tackle out there.
Second down and, let's say, 5. Harris with a handoff again to Keller. That time pretty much right up the middle. And it looks like they're going to put it on exactly the 15-yard line. And that's going to be a first down for the Eagles.
Keller just showing some power tonight, doing a great job as a running back.
Oh, low snap, but Harris handles it, handoff again, and this time there's going to be a little bit of a loss of yardage, and the runner was Skylar Stevens.
Jacob Martin bringing him down.
Jacob Martin meets him in the back and brings him down for a loss.
Second down now and about 12. Uh-oh. And again, no pointing hands, so the Wolves will move back 5. Harris must be doing a good job out there on that.
Might be some
count.
cadence that's happening. He's also done a really nice job of receiving snap in the shotgun because several of those have been low.
Yep, yes, indeed. So senior George Harris back there. Got one man behind him. 2 split out to the far side. And he's rolling out.
He better
Look
run.
out. And he is going to run. And he's going to take it down to almost a first down. And a yellow flag comes in at the end of it.
Wow, Ryan Griggs just coming at him from the blind side, and he was able to get out of his way.
Way over on the other side there, so I could not see what the foul was, but we will see.
Well, watch for our man in the white hat.
Yep, when he comes hopefully over this direction to give us the call. And it, personnel, face mask against Coupeville.
That should be half the distance to the goal line and a first down.
And so that half distance will be, looks like it'll be placed on the 3-yard line. Our line judge over there saying we don't need those flags now.
They get to take a break.
That's right.
The chain gang.
The first guy, the down marker guy, though, he's ready. Is there. First down for the Klahowya Eagles, goal to go, and we have 35 seconds in the clock ticking in the first quarter here at Silverdale Stadium.
Harris took that opportunity to quickly go over to the sideline and get the play.
Still looking over to the sideline.
He's going to take it.
Harris is going to hold it and take it in.
George Harris keeps it for himself and over the line. Touchdown, Eagles.
And the Eagles scored a third touchdown here, Kitty, in the first quarter.
Gotta love what they're doing on the offense. Nice and patient, using both the pass and the run. The Keller doing so much for him. Martinson got the handoff the one time, and that was the only loss of yardage they had. And then Harris making a really smart decision there, seeing that it was open for him. Why pitch?
Yeah, PAT attempt by Jacob Sargent. Last one was blocked. So high snap. Holder gets it down and puts it through for the PAT. And that'll take it to 20 with 6 seconds left on the clock. So we'll have to kick off and use up those 6 seconds.
Sargent had been 12 of 15 with his PATs coming into today. And I don't believe from what I saw that he's attempted a field goal, but they haven't needed to. If you go into that red zone and you score every time, you certainly don't even have to try the field goals. Great job by Klahowya so far. Their defense has been really strong, and we're seeing an offense that is able to go up and down the field. Obviously, the run back by Zuber is that quick scorer that you always love to see, but I think as a coach, you kind of like the one that goes a distance on the field and uses up some time even more.
Well, the head coach for the Klahowya Eagles is Dan Erickson, and the assistant coaches Dan Zuber, and John Jackson, Keith Langhoff, Harry and Galden. Our buddy Keith Armstrong is down there on the field. Steve Sheets, Tim Elby, a legend here in the community, Jeff White, and Richard Durr.
All these guys doing a very nice job with these young men. They do have the advantage that they have them for several years. I kept listening to the things for cheerleaders. 5-year cheerleader. How do you do that in a 4-year school? But it isn't. It's the secondary school.
It's a secondary school with, is it 7?
7
Yeah,
through senior.
12. Look out here. A reverse course, and that's going to be good for some more positive yardage. For number 18 out there, that's your quarterback, Gabe Eck.
Well, 85 bringing him down. Gavin Hamlet making him know what that felt like.
Nice job, though. He picked up at least another 7 or 8 yards on that reverse.
And ran approximately 50 or 60 yards. What was impressive is that there were no illegal blocks, that the guys were still able to block properly. When you change course like that, that's tough on your teammates.
And we are at the second quarter, believe it or not, or the break, and it's a 20-0 lead for the Eagles over the Wolves. We'll be having the second quarter shortly.
Move to the other side. Quarter number 2.
Welcome back to quarter number 2 here from Silverdale Stadium. West Sound TV's presentation of high school football brought to you live on the stream by kidsapsun.com/GOTW, made possible in part by sponsorship from Peninsula Subaru. And we are underway. Quarter number 2, the Coupeville Wolves with the ball. Nice catch there by Coupeville to move it out.
Kayak with the reception, brother to brother on that.
And as we begin this second quarter, 20-0 lead for the Klahowya Eagles. I'm the doctor. Spencer Anderson's on the camera, and Kitty Campagna on that other microphone. Kitty, a pretty solid first quarter for the Eagles.
Most certainly. And really, Coupeville hadn't looked that bad. They were moving the ball once and
Uh-oh! Yeah, that is kind of in the look bad category.
Yeah, that one didn't go so well.
As a beautiful interception out there by the Eagles' Matthew Hentz. And again, a junior.
Exactly. Nice awareness on where the ball was. The quarterback did not look him off and was going to his main receiver there and a couple other Eagles in the area, so he wasn't, had he gone for it and missed it, there were others covering.
So George Harris will take over for the Klahowya Eagles on the Wolf 44-yard line. Hand off to Keller, down to the 40. We've got a yellow flag thrown from the headman in the back.
Usually a sign of holding, which it
And
is.
that's the call against the Eagles.
That may be, is that their first actual penalty against Klahowya?
Might be. I think there was one or two against Coupeville.
There haven't been a ton.
No.
I know they had the personal foul, but always love to see a clean game played. That's one of those differences as you get a little later in the season. You certainly hope there are fewer penalties.
Yeah, and that'll move them back 10.
From where the hold occurred, so that really...
It's a spot foul, so we'll actually move him, let's see.
Oh, I thought one of the Coupeville guys was down. He was tying his shoe. I think he's okay.
Move them back inside their own territory. Ball placed at the 48-yard line of Klahowya, and the clock starts at the 11:15 mark in quarter two. Harris with a straight short drop back. Nice pitch out to this near side to their back. Good job by number 25 out there.
That's Sam Rickmar with that carry. And let's give some kudos to, it was number 59 that I watched set up that Ethan Mazzelli with a great block out there, freeing him for just enough to get him back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's, picking away at it.
Yeah, give him a yard on that one. 2nd down and 9 for the Eagles. Harris will roll out a little bit to the other side, make a spin move, and go down for, looks like a loss of a yard or two on that one. They'll place it at the 45.
Looked like he was practicing his stop, drop, and roll move on that particular one. He saw that he didn't see anybody open, tried to move forward and kind of tripped.
3rd down now for Klahowya, leading 20-0 over the Coupeville Wolves.
Wolves have one victory on the year when they beat the Chimacum Cowboys, but then they lost to them the second time around.
Oh, Harris holding on to it. He's going to pick up a yard or two, actually, on that one, but he had about 3 Wolves hanging off of him.
One of them in there, Julian Welling, number 51.
He's getting up a little slowly, but it looks like it'd be okay. So 4th down, 9 for the Eagles. The ball is at the Coupeville 43-yard line. And now this is more what we expect at this point in the field.
Exactly.
As Klahowya will play the 4th down or try to draw the other side off, but the 5 wouldn't help them.
Not enough. They'd have to do it 2 times. And they don't seem to have quite the 12th man to make it happen.
Straight to drop back and a long pass down.
Intercepted.
Field intended for number 16, but picked off down deep there by the Coupeville's Clay Riley.
Pass was intended for Dylan Zuber. Intercepted by Ty Eck.
That was.
Oh, it was Eck.
It was 22.
22
yeah.
instead of a single.
The sad part for them, though, for Coupeville, you're happy to get that interception, but they would have had the ball.
Drop it.
Yes, but how do you convince yourself that? I do understand why you're making the play.
Had it out at the 43.
So that worked better than a punt.
Instead of the 15, and you're
Yep.
absolutely correct about that. Just beyond the 15-yard line for the Wolves. That's where they'll start out. And goes in motion. Hand off over to that far side. Nice job on the defense of a loss of 2 or 3 yards.
It's extremely unlucky when you see number 13 coming at you. That is Gabe Wallace with the takedown.
So a loss of about 3 on that. Second down and let's say 13.
Klahowya does have one safety this year. Matthew Hens getting credit for that.
Ow! Uh-oh! Incomplete.
That was some pretty one-handed juggling there for a second.
It was quite the hit, too, by the Eagle defense. Number 13 and number 4 were in on that one. Matthew Hens and Gabe Wallace.
The two names I just brought up seconds ago.
Third down now, and that still 13, long 13 to go.
Kind of proof that they are very much a through-the-air team, even when they're that close to their own end zone, willing to try that risky pass.
And in motion crosses to the other side. Quarterback still got it. He's out to the 5, and he's going to be taken down just beyond the 5. He was in the end zone for a little while there, but it got out of the end zone. Give him a little bit of breathing room, maybe, for the punt.
Yeah, all the way out to the 5, Doc. But that beats the end zone, that's for sure.
Yep. So Klahowya, pretty good field position. Riley will be the punter. Good punt, good height to it. And fair catch at the 40.
You just heard moans up here from the coaching staff. There was absolutely no one anywhere near Zuber, but I don't think he could tell that. It was kicked so high, he was probably trying to pull it out of the lights at that point.
It was a very nice high punt.
It was.
Which is one of the major considerations for a punt. And Klahowya is going to start on the Coupeville 40-yard line, so they've got pretty good field position anyway. Didn't have to get your body beat on one more time.
That's correct.
First down for the Klahowya Eagles. Harris with it, hand off, and some nice yardage over this near side, over the right tackle. Oh, right along the out-of-bounds line, and they're going to say he went out at the 18.
And that is Gabe Wallace with the run. You hear about him as a monster on defense. I didn't have any real stats on him for offense, so nice to see.
Gabe was 63 tackles on the defensive side and a few more tonight. So first down for the Eagles, moving it once again. Ball at the 18-yard line of the Wolves. Harris with the handoff to Wallace once again. Oh, nice hit there, but Wallace went right through it. That was linebacker Latham Kelly who met Mr. Wallace.
Oh, Kelly just a beast on defense on his side. He has 65 tackles and 2 sacks, so one of the stars of this Coupeville team.
Well, Gabe will pick up a first down for the Eagles. First down ball is going to be on about the 7-yard line. And that time the motion man took it, going across that far side.
And that's Zuber.
Gets within a yard or so of the end zone.
Coach
Looks like
Erickson
they might put it at the 2-yard line.
Doing a nice job of varying his offense, like we talked about his passing and his running, but look at the different types of plays he's run.
Certainly nice to have that option.
I'm looking at my max prep stats, and up till now, Gabe Wallace had 2 carries for 2 yards. He certainly has added to that total. And here he goes now for the touchdown.
And Harris is going to put a TD in that stat column for the Klahowya Eagles, and for him, the hand off there. And
that's
touchdown
Wallace.
Scored by Mr. Gabe Wallace.
That may be his reward for all the defense he's done.
Well, that could
an
be.
opportunity to do some offense out there.
But so far, we've seen Zuber, Keller, and now Wallace going through that Coupeville line. Ball down, and the PAT is good. 6:44 mark in quarter number 2, and it's a 27-0 lead. One missed PAT by Klahowya.
Little help from Coupeville. I'd call that more than a missed. It was a block.
It was a block. You're right. That was a good block, too, right there at the line of scrimmage. Well, 6:44 in this first half at Silverdale Stadium. Happy to have you with us on the kitsapsun.com/GOTW. And we want to thank Peninsula Subaru for helping to make it possible for the Sun, through their sponsorship, to bring the entire world this game tonight from Silverdale Stadium on the kitsapsun.com/GOTW.
Well, I know, Doc, I have to change my ending line of bringing your community to you to bringing your community to the world with the, thanks to the Kitsap Sun.
That's true. Well, it's been a great season, and it's really hard to believe that we're down to one more week in the regular season after tonight. Oh, kick on the ground, and it was handled at about the 33-yard line by number 16. That's Mitchell Carroll for the Wolves.
Doing the right thing, especially when it's been squibbed at you. You just lay down on top of it. I don't think I saw a lot of like kickoff returns or anything in the stats for Coupeville. It's almost as if Klahowya is afraid of their return men bringing it back the whole distance. But the 33 is a pretty good starting spot for the Wolves.
First down for Coupeville. And good pass. They'll give him forward progress out to about the 38, and we have a new quarterback in for the Wolves.
That's Peyton Ryan bringing him down.
Wiley Hesselgrave. Actually, Wiley is a running back.
He is the running back. It's
right.
still Eck.
It's still Eck. Good
and
tackle.
That was Wiley running it right there.
Yeah, nice tackle by Jacob Sargent.
Klahowya's defense not giving up much. You know, they might give up a completion, but they've only had a couple first downs, and most of the completions have been for at most 5 yards.
And they're going to put that ball on the 36-yard line, so that's going to bring up 3rd down and 7 yards to go to get that first. And, yep, Gabe Eck with 2 backs with him there. Short drop back. Oh, he's got the open receiver and just threw it a little too low. Ryan Griggs was wide open out there.
Yeah, that pass certainly, he had an opening for it. Griggs trying to come across to the ball, but it not happening.
He actually had another receiver, too, over there on that farther side that looked pretty open, but I don't know if he's got the distance to
on the throw,
get
that's
there.
A good question. I was impressed with the offensive line, too, giving him plenty of time on that.
All right, 4th down for the Wolves, and they'll have to kick. Riley's kick lands, bounces inside the 30, and Klahowya decides just to let it roll to the 26-yard line, where they'll take over with 5 minutes left to go here in this first half.
That time I heard not a sound from the Klahowya coaching man. That was a great decision by Zuber. 2 weird bounces coming out of that. You don't want to risk a fumble right there.
Well, Klahowya has had a good season. Got beat twice by Port Townsend, but other than that, looking pretty good.
Beating Bremerton in overtime the one night, 7-0.
And up to the air, the long shot.
What
And
a
it's
catch.
caught. I think,
Yes.
they're going to call that one good. George Harris to Dakota McIntyre. Whoa, what a nice catch.
Yes, senior to senior. I knew that McIntyre had his guy beat. It was whether the ball was going to be far enough, and there was a competition as to whether the wolf or the eagle was going to come down with it, and the talons of that eagle hung on.
Well, that'll move the ball down into Coupeville territory at the 33-yard line. And Harris will hand off. The running back going over that left side with good yardage is Sam Rickmer.
Sam's one of the more usual names we have for their running backs. He's got 244 yards this year on 59 rushes.
And that's going to be another first down, Kitty.
They
Got
just keep
some momentum going, I would say.
eating up the turf. Coach Erickson's got to like what he's seeing, trying to get his guys playoff ready.
And Harris rolling out. Short pass, but it's good. And a bunch of extra yardage on that one. Nice pickup that time by Skylar Stevens. They're using everybody on the roster.
That's been fun. We keep having to look down and put a number and a name together. It's not always the same guys other than basically George Harris back there.
And another first down for the Eagles. The ball at the 9-yard line.
Klahowya's line also doing a nice job giving Harris plenty of time.
Handoff to Stevens. Good stop there right at the line of scrimmage by Coupeville.
That's number 63 for Coupeville.
Uriel Liquidano.
Isn't that a great name?
That is a good name.
Yeah. 33 tackles on the year. A solid 5'11", 202 pounds.
Second and goal to go. Harris looking back to the sideline.
Again, the chain gang down. They got to get into the end zone for first down.
Oh, good tap out of there by the Wolves.
Pretty sure that's Wiley. Hasselgrave, yep.
Third down. Now this would be a moral victory here if Coupeville could stop Klahowya from getting it in the end zone.
Well, that old bend but don't break, where you maybe give up some big yards but get tougher in the red zone.
Harris keeping himself, quarterback keeper, and he's going to push his way towards the end zone. And they're going to say he is short. They're going to place it on about that. Looks like the 1 foot yard line, 1 foot line.
Emphatic from the sideline comes in the man in the stripes and says, no, he is down.
So fourth down, less than a yard to go.
Excellent job of avoiding
About
Julian
1
Welling.
yard. And Klahowya's going to go for it. Harris in the gun. Handoff to number 32, and he should be in for the touchdown, Austin Keller. And that's 3:07 here in the second quarter.
So, Doc, that's not a new name. I don't know that that's acceptable because we had Keller, Zuber, Harris, Wallace. I was looking for a whole new name, but
Skyler. We got Skyler
there were
in that
some new
play,
ones
that
in
series.
that.
Klahowya looking good tonight.
Sergeant getting a lot of PAT practice.
And that one is good. I think those guys wait on purpose to make us, they always got to take 2 or 3 steps, look at each other, and then the arms go up. Or
Well, Doc, I swore at North Mason that the poles on the side of at the end zone were shorter than a typical football field they really had to just look up and try to line it up. And It may have been just the location I was in, but it looked like it to me.
Now, that's interesting. Is there a regulation height?
You'd think there would be.
We'll have to ask Dave,
There you are.
our member of the Olympic Referees Association.
Klahowya just having their way with Coupeville so far this first half. It doesn't matter who they put out on the field, but you have to give that to your line, because they are making holes for whoever is running through them and doing a really, really nice job.
Like you said, I really like Coach Erickson spreading things around.
Well, Coach Erickson's down there sporting the fedora and looking pretty sharp, and his team has matched him 100% tonight.
Does that have something to do with homecoming?
No, he's actually, it's kind of been his look the last couple times I've been here.
Okay. And picked up at about the 5-yard line by Klahowya. You go over to that far side and bring it out to, let's say, the 14-yard line.
Blue brings him down. Ball spotted.
Could not see the number of the gentleman running that back, but he's over past the 20.
Well, we've got just under 3 minutes to go here in the first half at Silverdale Stadium.
Again, another beautiful Friday night. We're really having fun with this game of the week. Do our best to try to bring you the best contest that's around. Quite often, teams are away that we'd like to see.
And good job by the pass receiver out there for the Wolves, number 3, C.J. Smith. Fought his way for a good extra 4 or 5 yards on that one.
Smith, the senior, looking good tonight.
Second down and a yard and a half for a first. Now this gives all the plays in the book almost are available.
So, that one wasn't
except
in
that
there.
one, the pick off by the Klahowya Eagles. And it's going to be short, I believe, of the touchdown. There is a flag down there at the very end of the play. But boy, another pickoff.
That's James Gurna.
Right there. Nice job by the Klahowya defense at the 2:20 mark.
I was all ready to put a brand new name down for a touchdown on there. Gurna doing a great job reading the quarterback, stepping in front of the receiver and taking it almost the distance.
We've got a discussion. I think the foul occurred at the end of the play there, out of bounds possibly. Personal foul against the Wolves. First down.
Now,
So it was something like a horse collar or
I think you're right.
hit out of bounds maybe.
When you look at, by the end of the night, when you look at the yardage that they have on penalties for Coupeville, their 2 personal foul ones occurred where it's a half the distance to the goal line, so they don't even have a total of 15 yards on them, maybe even 10.
And Klahowya's been doing a good job at taking advantage.
They have, and they've had good position. They just keep moving it forward.
First down for the Klahowya Eagles at the 7-yard line of the Coupeville Wolves. 2.5 to go here in the first half. Oh, pass across the middle that time intended for Tommy Walters.
Almost returned the favor. That's Hunter Smith, the man who already has 7 interceptions on the year.
Pass intended for Tommy Walters.
Second down now for Klahowya.
Harris going over to the sideline to get the play, coming back, taking their time.
Well, clock stops with the incomplete pass. 2:15 on it now. Harris rolling out. Oh, man. Harris must have had eyes in his back as he could feel or hear Ryan Griggs coming after him big time.
Well, that was Skylar Stevens who had it in his hands and started running before he caught it.
It was right there.
But you're right, Doc. I talked last time about putting a backup camera in the quarterback's helmet. But you know that they actually should be able to do some of that where they do have communication to quarterbacks I don't know if they have to turn it off during the plays so that the coaches can't say, "Oh my God, someone's behind you." Oh, excellent pitch.
Yeah, pitch out, and that's going to be another 6 points on the board. This one, Karsten Martinson. So
Here you
Coach
are.
Erickson is continuing the onslaught of new names.
With 2:01 remaining here. I thought for a minute it was Keller, but you're right. It was number 34, the sophomore. And he is one of our names that I have down. He'd had 39 rushes for 187 yards and 3 TDs, and now it's 4.
PAT attempt is good. And that makes it 41-0 with 2 minutes and 1 second left to go here in the first half. Kitty.
Well, in this, Jacob Sargent has really improved on his percentage of making PATs. He'd only attempted 15 before, and he had 7 more into that right now. Quite the game for touchdowns.
Well, and Coupeville is not as large a school as Klahowya, or for that matter, any of the other schools, including Jimicum, in that 1A division. So it's tough for them. You can field a basketball team or a volleyball team with smaller numbers, but sometimes in a game like football, numbers are pretty important.
Yeah, I'm not sure actually, where it goes down from 1A to a B or those sort of things.
I was thinking about that myself.
Plus, there is the going down from 11-man to 8-man football, and those games are just as good, I'll tell you that.
Used to be, I think, 500, 1,000, 1,500, basically.
Nothing
but
like
not
that
anymore. Right.
That makes way too much sense, Doc. It actually, what they've tried to do is have the same number of schools in each division, or as close as they can do.
Picked up on the 5-yard line by the Wolves. They'll bring it out to the 16. And they'll have just under 2 minutes to see what they can do with it here in this first half of the game of the week. Well, next week we got the game for the Olympic League. Most likely, I'm not predicting
We don't
an
know
Olympic
for sure
win tonight.
what's going to happen up at
or
Squim.
a North Kitsap win tonight over
Correct.
Port Angeles. But they may. Both teams may very well still be undefeated in league when they meet next week.
Even if they don't, it's an essential game in that league. And
Yellow.
Doc, we're looking at a mercy clock already, because once you're ahead by 40,
The yellow flag came out, and it's against Klahowya because they're moving back.
Clock operator trying to get confirmation as to whether to run the clock.
And
It was a change of possession, but that isn't. I think they only stop it basically on timeouts at this point.
it was a 5-yard penalty. So 1st and 5 for the Coupeville team, and now the clock is continuing to run. Second down and 4 to go.
One of the few running plays that Coupeville's done tonight.
Just about a minute left here in this first half. Over to that far side. Nice completion. Good pickup there by the receiver for the Wolves.
Certainly think the forward progress on that would give them a first down.
It sure looks like that's where they're standing. And yep, a man in the white hat says first down, 48 seconds left to go here in this half. So you got a couple of plays. Go for the long ones.
Then we'll find out exactly if he can air that out. Golf cart's starting to line up for halftime as we speak.
Then remember this quarterback is a freshman.
He is.
Gabe Eck out there doing a tough job. Nice job for a freshman. Nice pitch coming over to this near side out to about the 27-yard line. 28. They'll give him maybe a yard on that.
That's the senior Hesselgrave with the run. The other one who they have used at quarterback a little bit this year is number 12, Hunter Downs, a sophomore. I'm not sure if there was an injury to him or if they've just chosen Eck over him, but I both had some passing stats.
Doesn't look like they're going to get the next play off, and at the end of the first half here at Silverdale Stadium, the Klahowya Eagles lead the Coupeville Wolves 41-0. Very workmanlike, solid job by the Eagles, Kitty.
Great on both sides of the ball, and as I said, a great preparation for moving into playoffs.
Well, we're West Sound TV, happy to be working with the KitsapSun.com to stream the game of the week live to you every Friday night. And Spencer Anderson's on the camera and working the computer to get that stream going. Kitty Campagna on the other microphone, your producer for high school sports, and I'm the Dr. Doc Parr. We will have that second half coming up for you shortly.
for the Klahowya Eagle Marching Band. That's what I'm talking about right there. All the pieces in place. I've been saying a lot of stuff about what it would look like, and I'll honestly tell you,
Welcome back to the second half of the high school football game of the week. Brought to you by West Sound TV and the KitsapSun.com. Streaming live on the KitsapSun.com/GOTW. Thanks in part to sponsorship by Peninsula Subaru. Spencer Anderson's joining us on the camera, doing his usual great job and running that computer. Kitty Campagna on the other microphone, and I'm the Dr. Doc Parr for West Sound TV, and a pretty solid first half for our Klahowya Eagles, leading the Coupeville Wolves 41-0.
Klahowya has taken homecoming to heart and giving their fans something to cheer about besides the awesome band performance and all the other things that they had going on with that great lead.
Oh, look out. It's an onside-er, and that looks to me like Coupeville may have recovered it.
That was one of the most interesting things I've seen, where they just kind of got in front of the Klahowya guys, kept them from getting to the ball, because Klahowya can touch it before it goes 10. And it would have been Coupeville who couldn't.
It had just gone beyond that midfield marker at the 50-yard line, so the Coupeville Wolves get one there to begin the third quarter.
Love to see that kind of play, something innovative, give your kids a little bit of momentum, see if they can come back in the second half and score. Now, we should be running a running clock as we are above 40, and we'll see if that is the case.
Freshman Gabe Eck doing the quarterbacking for Coupeville, and he'll pick up about 5.
Tyler Vandergriff, one of the Eagles, in on that tackle. Tyler actually is the leader with 69 tackles for Klahowya.
Ball moved down into Eagle territory at the 46-yard line. Second down for Coupeville. I hope there's some folks up there on Whidbey Island checking it out on the live stream.
Excellent. Be a good way to see it, because hitting all those boats going back, we're not really sure how if they're staying the night somewhere and then finding the boat.
Make your reservations. Oh, look out. What a great defensive effort that time.
That's Lucas Weaver, number 24, 5'10" senior.
He was the first guy in there on that, and a loss of yardage, a loss of 4 or 5, taking it back to almost that original line of scrimmage.
Trying to take him out of Eagle territory and moving him back into Wolf territory.
Third down now for the Wolves in the white and deep red. Little blitz, look out. And pass going off to that far side. That was intended for Smith. And that's going to bring up fourth down pretty quickly for the Wolves.
Eck looking over to the sidelines. Look like they'll bring in the punter, Clay Riley.
Which is too bad. That was a great way to start out the third quarter, recovering an onside kick just on the other side of the 50-yard line.
Before tonight, Clay with 21 punts and 695 yards. He had as long as his 48 yards.
That's a pretty good one. Klahowya will pick it up on the 15.
That's Zuber.
Zuber's running over towards us here. Up to the 30, 35, 40. And finally run out of bounds. They're going to place it at about the 43-yard line.
Punter taking him down or out is all he did. That was Clay Riley. Zuber hit a second gear there as he got to the sideline.
So the first series on offense here for Klahowya in this third quarter, and the Eagles leading 41-0. And they did it with a bunch of different players, which was great to see from Coach Erickson, and they actually had a pretty good variety, I thought, of plays.
They did. The one thing they have not scored on yet is a passing play. They've run some good passing plays, but everything's either been a run or the other thing was the kickoff return by Zuber.
Oh, this is going to be a big one. It's going to be a personal foul face mask against the Wolves. That's a 15-yarder.
This time it will be the full 15 yards, none of this half the distance to the goal line stuff.
And those guys there on the chain gang are going to have to move again. They've just gotten set there, you know. Now they got to move it, and the ball is going to go into Wolf territory down to the 42-yard line. 1st and 10 for Klahowya Eagles. Man,
quarterback.
that's going to say a new QB out there for the Eagles. Handed off, though, to a guy we saw do some good damage in that first half, Austin Keller.
In at quarterback is junior Kellen Hanley, number 7.
2nd and 4 for the Eagles.
Pickup of 6 on that one.
Great idea for coach to get some new people, some practice, some actual game time practice. It's so different from running a play against your own players to actually get some time out where it counts.
And Hidley avoids one tackler, but he runs in. He drops the ball, and Coupeville, I think, has got it. Ball came right out, and I haven't seen the signal yet, but it looked to me like it was recovered by the Coupeville Wolves, and indeed, the offense for Klahowya is coming off the field. There it is. There's that signal by the man in the white hat, and Coupeville's ready to go.
Uriel Liquidano with the recovery.
Great name.
I liked the movement by Hanley where he was getting away from it, but it just got the ball knocked out of his hands.
So Coupeville gets it back again. Eck with a pitch back. And maybe get a half a yard on that one. A lot of running there for Wiley Hesselgrave.
Brought down by Wallace and Wittig.
Wittig on the play. Bring him down at 39.
2nd down now for
2nd and 9.
the Wolves.
Nice to see them try a little bit of the running play, tried to bring the Klahowya backs along the sideline, but not fooled, and they were not strung out at all.
Short drop back, and Eck going over to that side. That was intended for Ty Eck. Another freshman, Eck. 2 freshman Ecks out there.
One's a sophomore, isn't he? Maybe not.
Ty is a
Oh, you're right, freshman, you're right. Okay.
And Gabe is a fresh.
Maybe we're looking at twins. I just kept calling them brothers.
Kind of sounds like Dr. Seuss. One of my favorites. Okay, 3rd down for the Wolves. And we have a good 9.5 to go for them to get to that 1st down. They got to get out to the 48. Eck rolling out. He's got an open receiver just about 1st down territory, and Hunter Smith could not hang on to it.
Excellent rollout. Got away from the blitz on that side. Nice pass right to his receiver, and I think it's one of those cases where trying to run before you actually get control of the ball.
I was going to say a classic example of that, I think. And 2 defenders, he could have got a 1st down because the defenders were just far enough off of him that if he had caught it, turned, and made that 1 step, it was 1st down.
Made that football move, right?
That's right. 4th down now, though, for Klahowya, and we have a timeout. It'll be the Wolves with 4:34 left in a quick 3rd quarter.
Well, that timeout being one of the few things that will actually stop the clock right now. Good choice, actually, by the coach. You know, that he continues to want to let these guys know what they can learn from this and how they can make things work. Let me find I'm finding our Coupeville guy. It's Brett Smedley, who's the head coach there. You have Ryan King, Dylan Schachner, Nick Schuler, and then managers Tyler Cermak and Bailey Dunsmore. The AD up there, Dwayne Bauman, and their motto for the strength of the pack is the wolf, and the strength of the wolf is the pack by Rudyard Kipling. And certainly something that they have to kind of think about when you have as few people as you do. You kind of have to work as a pack.
4th down, so maybe they were going to set up a trick play.
Never know.
But they are in their own territory at the 38-yard line, 39. Let's make it to 39.
Tough 9 yards to get if it's going to be a trick.
That's for sure. Pretty good punt. Picked up at about the 22-yard line by the Eagles, up to the 40. And that's where...
That's the legend, Tommy Walters, going down.
Going down at the 40, but picked up about 19 on that return.
Uriel Liquidano with
and Liquidano in on that stop.
Notice that coach is even trying to use some different people on the receiving punts and kicks. Things that you need to do. You never know when an injury is going to change exactly what you have out on the field, and you want to build up that chemistry.
Kellen Hanley out there, quarterbacking for the Eagles. Handoff and a pickup of a yard or two on that one.
Jericho Presley with the run, a sophomore.
Jericho Presley takes
Yeah, give him about a yard. So second down and 9.
Notice Presley with a nice 2 hands on that ball as he was carrying it.
Second down for the Eagles. Hanley with a handoff. And that time, I don't know if they'll give him, well, they'll give him forward progress to the line of scrimmage.
Chris Battaglia with the original grab around the waist and let's see how far I can carry you backwards move.
Yeah, Liquidano is in there too with him. They'll give him a yard on that, so it's forward progress. So it's going to be third down now, and about 8 for the first down. They've got to get just beyond or to the 50-yard line for a first down. 2:38 left to go here in quarter number 3. Oh!
Not necessarily the intended receiver.
The intended receiver was Micah Joe. The actual receiver was the legend.
It was Tommy Walters out there.
Is that why he's a legend?
It could be.
Okay.
The impression I get is that he's got a great personality, and the other guys just because of that he's become the legend.
Well, that's going to bring up a fourth down and 1 yard to get to the midfield stripe and continue this drive for the Klahowya Eagles. Under 2 minutes here in the third. Hanley pitches back, and that's going to be a loss of a lot of yardage on that one. They'll move him all the way back to the 45-yard line, and it will be 4 and done for the Klahowya Eagles. Coupeville with some pretty good field position here.
Loved their defense on that. They just brought them all. You know, they knew they weren't going to pass, or certainly didn't think they would. So let's just come in and get whatever running back. They were in the backfield before the running back even had the ball.
So Coupeville takes over in Klahowya territory. And Eck with it. Again going to the air. This time he completes the pass.
That one's going to Tyak. He has 14 receptions on the year.
That'll pick up about 6.5 yards on that. 3.5 to get to the first down territory. We've got 40 seconds left to go in quarter number 3.
A decent showing over there on the Coupeville side of the stands. A lot of cheerleaders.
Oh, yeah, and there we go. And first down for the Wolves. Man, looks like they want to play it fairly quick. Now, the clock will not stop even with the moving of the chains. So the Wolves are ready to go. 10 seconds. I don't know if they'll get one in before the end of the quarter. 5. They get it off. Eck rolling out to this near side. He's going long to the end zone. He's got a receiver down there, but good defense by the Klahowya Eagles. That would be number 37, Dakota McIntyre.
And that will be the end of the third.
As the Klahowya Eagles continue to lead 41-0. We'll have that fourth quarter shortly. Welcome back to quarter number 4 here at Silverdale Stadium. It's West Sound TV's presentation of high school football 2015, streaming live thanks to the kitsapsun.com/GOTW Game of the Week. And Peninsula Subaru. Subarus, they got Mitsubishis and motorcycles down there, Triumphs, Husqvarnas. Yeah, we really want to thank the good folks down there at Peninsula Subaru in Gorst for making it possible for the Sun to be able to stream this and advertise it on the sports page every Friday, sometimes Thursdays.
It's in their Wednesdays. They try to let you know all week. It's the Got W is what I call it, the Game of the Week.
And, of course, we do have a replay on BKAT. West Sound TV presents every Saturday at noon. They changed us, so remember it's Saturday now. At least we don't have to compete against pro football. It's the college game on Saturday.
Well, and we've been throwing some volleyball up on there, too. So hopefully you get a chance to look at BCAT this weekend. It is going to be a couple good matches. First one, North Kitsap against Olympic, and the second one, a Bremerton-Kingston Classic.
And in a couple weeks, we'll have a great one coming up, the Central Kitsap victory over the North Thurston Rams.
Doc, you gave away the punchline. another classic, no doubt.
That'll be a couple weeks down the line. Oh, nice completion by Coupeville. That goes to number 4, Smith.
Hunter Smith has quite a few receptions tonight. He's doing pretty well.
27 on the season.
Certainly looking to break out of that goose egg that's up there and see if they can get a score on the board.
And stop the clock.
Actually, once they've started a Mercy Clark, they will keep it going even if it goes under the 40.
Oh, okay. All right, here we go. First down for Coupeville. And it looks like they're in. The Coupeville guys say they are, and the men in stripes say they are. So Coupeville putting 6 on the board here at the beginning of quarter number 4 at Silverdale Stadium.
I did not see the number of the runner on that, but nice to see Coupeville put a couple points up on the board.
You got almost as many cheerleaders as they do football players on Coupeville over there. They all went down to that PAT mark to cheer on the PAT.
I got confirmation that it was Wiley Hesselgrave, number 10.
Ball is down, and point after is good. So the Wolves put 7 on the board here at the beginning of quarter number 4.
Doc, that was a nice drive by Coupeville that time, getting in some passing and running and getting it across. I realize that as I look on the sideline, I see a lot of the people who are celebrating senior night not out on the field for Klahowya, but other members getting some really valuable experience right now.
Well, one more week to go in the regular season, October 30th, the last of the regular season games for most of the teams. Unfortunately, South is not going to go on into postseason, but it looks like CK has got a shot at it on the football side, and definitely on the volleyball side. North Kitsap and Olympic football teams already got their ticket punched, as does Klahowya for that postseason.
We heard that Olympic was up 29-0, I believe, over Squim, so they're looking really good to come into this night undefeated. And the North Kitsap also had a good lead, 35-0, I think, over Port Angeles. So I think we're going to have a battle of the unbeatens next week.
And Squim is number 3 team in the 2A division of the Olympic League, and they only had 1 loss coming into the night.
Correct. And that was against North Kitsap. We watched them play against North Mason, pretty dominating, but we also knew that they weren't seeing some of the defenses that they're seeing now.
And there's that onside again. This time, the Klahowya Eagles fall on it just past that 50-yard line. Number 23 doing the job, Joe Hawley.
That's a senior for Klahowya out there, part of the Hands team. Or if he wasn't, he should be, because he did a really nice, knew exactly what it was he was supposed to be doing with it that time.
So the Eagles will start out on their own 48-yard line, up 41-7 at the 10-19 mark, and quarter number 4.
Jericho Presley in as one of the running backs now, just a sophomore.
Oh, and Klahowya in on that defensive stop.
32, that's Jacob Martin from the Wolves.
We've called his name. 19 tackles coming in.
Yeah, he's certainly added to that total this evening.
So that's going to be a loss of about 4 yards for the Eagles. Bring up 2nd and 14.
Some of that was kind of slowed by a little bit floaty hike. That one much better.
And Hanley wanted to go up to the air. The intended receiver was Micah Joe.
Mateo Amaral is at center position right now.
3rd down and 14. And because of the running clock, it does not stop after an incomplete pass.
Correct.
So time is moving on. Under 9 minutes here in the ball game. And it's going to be a 3rd down, 14 yards to go for Klahowya to get a first. Oh, hand off to the end around, and boy, right in there in that tackle. Jacob Martin once again for the Wolves.
I think he's been in the Klahowya backfield more than the running backs possibly. He has read those plays so well.
Another loss of yardage of about 3, and so Klahowya with a 4th down and ball back at their own 41-yard line is going to kick it off.
Coach still using the junior Jacob Sargent as his punter.
And we've got
that was ticked.
Eck down there, and it's going to get close to him on the ground, and he just stays away from it. And that's where the Coupeville Wolves will take over.
Great job by Sargent on that, because they were in on him pretty quickly. I do believe they actually did tip it on it, but not enough to keep it from. It probably actually made it a better kick, and then it got the bounce.
So Coupeville's going to take it on their own 28-yard line. Actually, 23-yard line. And they've got two split to each side, one man in the backfield with the quarterback. And a completion from Gabe Eck. Nice job there on the run, too, after completion by Ty Eck. Eck to Eck.
It's as if they were reading each other's spots the way that one was thrown. No one but Ty could have caught that. And then the way he tight-roped along that sideline.
Quite the nifty move on the sideline there to pick up another 5 or 6. 1st down. The Klahowya Eagles are moving backwards, and the Coupeville team moving forwards. Eck going to the air again. He's got a wide open receiver at the 40-yard line of Klahowya, and that's Seth David. Griggs.
Number 1, Ryan Griggs. Moving the chains again and getting some good distance on these passes. We wondered how far he could throw. That was a decent pass.
And wide open. Excellent route there by Griggs. 1st down for Coupeville into Klahowya territory. Ball at the 33. Eck rolling out to this near side to the air again. Once again, he has an open receiver, and that was Ryan Griggs. Just overthrew him by a little.
That was a touchdown waiting to happen for sure. Nobody deep with that receiver. Griggs is listed at 6'2", 175, and I don't see anybody in the Klahowya secondary near that height.
Well, I think Coach Erickson, too, putting a bunch of other
He
players
is,
in.
and which he
give
should
them
be.
playing time.
Every one of them deserves playing time. We know how many hours they put in on the practice field.
2nd and 10 now for the Wolves. Oh,
Hand it off.
handoff, and that's going to be for some good yardage and close to first down.
That's Hesselgrave. He is a big running back, 6 foot, 185.
Yeah, and it looks like it's going to be just short. This is close. 2nd down now for the Wolves. Eck rolling out to this near side. Got an open receiver, and he's caught it. Number 4 inbounds, Hunter Smith. And another first down for the Wolves.
Just as your hands have got to be getting cold, because although it is a beautiful evening, it's still a little nippy out there. Smith kind of takes the frozen hands and wraps them around that ball.
4:15 left to go in the game. And once again, Coupeville knocking on the door here. Ball at the 15-yard line of the Eagles.
Probably one of those, as a coach, you're going, how come I have the running clock? But you also have the different personnel out there. It's
and the
Hesselgrove.
pitch out, and Hesselgrove is, I think, in. There's the signal. Another touchdown for the Coupeville Wolves. And number 10, Wiley Hesselgrove. 364 yards coming into tonight's game on 70 runs.
Yeah, he's pretty much their ground game for the year, and he's gotten both of their touchdowns for him.
So the PAT attempt here coming up for Coupeville. Oh, it's a fake. And a pass out to the near side, and it is good. The pass was by C.J. Smith.
2-point conversion is good.
So that puts 2 on the board for the Wolves.
Cuts the deficit to 41-15, Doc.
3:50 left to go here. And Coupeville putting 2 scores on here in this 4th quarter.
And now we've seen a lot of the playbook, I think, of Coupeville. That was, why not try something like that? See if you can find a 2-point conversion that's going to work. If they make it into the playoffs, you're going to want some of those trick plays and some things you can be doing against that different competition that hasn't seen you all year. What's tough in this 1A Olympic League, they play each other twice, and that is really unique in football.
Yes, it is. It's like what we have in basketball when each basketball team will play their division or league opponents twice, one at each school. And I kind of like it, actually, for football. I mean, the pros do it with the division playoffs. San Francisco, Seattle, St. Louis, and Arizona will play 2 games each.
Do you think we can just play San Francisco for the rest of the year? That's kind of my hope. But maybe some of our luck would go away, yes.
Okay, so do we do another on-sider here?
Sure.
It's 1 out of 2 for success rate, 50%. That's not bad. And, yep, it's on the ground. And once again, falling on. This time, the Klahowya Eagles aren't surprised.
First down, Eagles.
That's number 35. Nope, must not be. 85. That's what we're looking at. Gavin Hamblett, the senior.
So with 3:29 left to go here in the ball game, Klahowya will take over on their own 49-yard line with a first down. Well, again, we want to thank the kitsapsun.com/GOTW, Game of the Week. Yeah, we've got a timeout here by Klahowya. And the folks down there with the computer end of the sun now, the electronic media, have done a great job helping us out.
Brian down there, definitely, and Jeremy Judd, people who are, they've upgraded our cards. I think we're 4G now, so we are into such great technology. And of course, what would we do without Spencer? For one, we might not have a picture because we love him as a cameraman. And I think if those of you who are out there in computer land and watching this have to realize what a great job he's done for us over the years and just improving all the time. And then, of course, just making sure early on there were so many things we were learning about the stream and having it go at a decent speed, for instance. For a while, we kind of had the silent movie sort of things going on and all the things that we're learning and improving, and love to bring our student athletes to the world.
Well, it's really a great technology and a great ability, especially here where we have so many parents who are out to sea.
Exactly.
It gives them a chance. Nice reception, and that's Hamblett. He'll take it down to the 31-yard line. But we constantly hear from grandparents who are in Montana or California or Ohio or somewhere saying we get to see our grandkid play.
Exactly. We've heard, especially that Central Kitsap Capital game, I heard from a couple different sets of grandparents, and they were Capital grandparents who were absolutely thrilled. I think if they could have, they would have contracted us to do every game. And that's exactly the attitude we're hoping for what's happening out here.
Hanley back at QB. He's going to keep it. It was a fake on a bunch of people, possibly a fake for the running back.
It was confusion from the start. One member of Klahowya tried to come off the side, and the coach goes, "No, you're still on there." Unfortunately, he was running sideways and not forward to go back on. He never came off. I don't know that they'll penalize you for having 10. They will for 12.
Depends on how many are on that line.
That's true. There are illegal formations you can have without that.
Under 2 minutes here, and Klahowya's got a second down, about 4 to go for the first down. It's a 41-15 lead thanks to a successful two-point PAT conversion. And look out, number 21 down to the 5-yard line for the Eagles. That would be Jericho Presley.
He's had some opportunities before with 10 rushes for 84 yards and actually has a touchdown on the books. So not a huge surprise that he can do that kind of run.
And again, a sophomore. A lot of good-looking players out there getting a bunch of playing time for Coach Erickson in the junior-sophomore era.
Exactly. They, of course, have some good seniors as well that we've seen, but just fun to see the success they're having.
Minute on the clock, and we have a whistle by the ref, which I assume will be a timeout. I didn't see any flag.
He's still just waving at us, and it's timeout Klahowya.
So I think we've got a new crew coming in for the Klahowya Eagles.
If our PA man is correct, and our clock man, we're looking at all seniors on that field right now.
For the final minute here.
And the coach walking out there with them, setting us up, knowing how hard these kids have worked. This is senior night because it's their last home game, but they do have some more games ahead of them. And that's been so much fun for Klahowya, moving down to 1A where they deservedly should be with the numbers at the school and getting some opportunities to get playoff time.
And you know, this summer at the Whaling Days Parade, you weren't there this summer with us, but we had Amanda Wiley doing our street reporting along with me and Marianne, and she went out and talked to the Klahowya, a couple of the players. They always, Klahowya, Olympic, and CK football teams always march in Whaling Days, and the Klahowya Eagle guys were excited. They were ready for the season to begin. First down for Klahowya.
That is George Harris under center again.
Victory formation. The senior puts the knee down. 56 seconds. He'll have to do it one more time.
Showing a lot of class right there with the senior class. Absolutely no need to score again.
Second down now with a running clock at 40 seconds. So Klahowya will have at least 2 more games. Knee down, and I think that should do it. 25 seconds, and the clock is running. A good outcome for the Klahowya Eagles on senior night, homecoming night for Klahowya, as they end up winning 41-15 over the Coupeville Wolves.
Well, Doc, those last couple scores by Coupeville, that's going to make that ride home a little bit easier, getting on the ferry all that way home. But, they still have possibilities depending upon what happens with Chimicum. I don't know, they played them once, won once, lost once, so they certainly still have a possibility, and, build off of what you can from tonight.
Well, the bottom line is if both Chimicum, they were losing, I believe, and Coupeville did lose, they will end up being tied for the third and final playoff position in that 1A division of the Olympic League. And so it sounded like they were going to have one of those mini games or
that
playoff games
thing,
or something
yeah.
between those two. But yeah, Coupeville's got a lot to build on in that last quarter.
Well, plus we're looking at freshmen, sophomore, all over the place on this Coupeville team. So give them a little time, but as long as we're talking about good efforts tonight, really pleased with how Klahowya played. They came out and by halftime 41-0. Obviously, there were some scores that you say, well, maybe they shouldn't have let that happen. But that wasn't the point then. The point was we aren't looking for the shutout. We're looking to give experience. We are paying back these kids who have played so hard all year. And anytime you can come off the field with a victory, it's great. But when you come off with this kind of momentum, it's even better.
Well, and they played very well in that first half. They were just very good-looking team.
Yeah, it's like name who scored the touchdown this time.
I love that. All the different players, coach, and staff had out there working for them. So good luck as the Klahowya Eagles continue on in the season, and we'll get a postseason game this year. Well, I'm the Dr. Doc Parr. Spencer Anderson's on the camera and the computer, streaming it live on the kitsapsun.com/game of the week, thanks to Peninsula Subaru and their sponsorship. Kitty Campagna on the other microphone, and your producer for high school sports. And I'm the Dr. Doc Parr for West Sound TV, saying stay tuned. We will see you soon.